Hey everybody, and salam alaikum. So I felt the need to make this video because I've been seeing a lot of propaganda out there against Muslims and what Muslims are saying, what Muslims are doing, particularly about Sharia. You know, there's a lot of these alt-right people speaking out against Muslims building mosques, Muslims even being in the United States, and that they feel that we're trying to impose Sharia on the people of the states. There's a multitude of verses in the Quran that teach us to follow the land of the law that we live in. So I'll read a couple of them here. So in chapter 4, verse 59, O you who believe, obey God, obey the messenger, and those in authority among you. So the governing bodies that you live under. In the 5th chapter, the first verse, O you who believe, fulfill all contracts, so any binding covenants upon you. So again, believing and following in the law that you live in. And then it says in chapter 4, verse 97, Indeed, those whom the angels take while wronging themselves, the angels will say, In what condition were you? They will say, We were oppressed in the land. The angels will say, Was not the earth of God spacious enough for you to migrate? So it's proposing this question that if you cannot practice your religion freely, if you're oppressed, then you need to, if you have the means, move somewhere else. So this isn't to say that if we can't have Sharia in America, we need to move somewhere else. No, it says follow the land of the law you live in. But if it comes to a point where you're not allowed to fast, where you're not allowed to pray, even in your own home, where you're not able to give charity, where you're not able to help your neighbors, where you're not actually able to be a Muslim, then you need to go somewhere else. But before all of that, you know, the Quran says to follow the land of the law that you live in. So no Muslim is trying to push Sharia on anybody. I've never actually heard any Muslim worth his salt say this before. This is something that is a narrative being pushed to create divide amongst the people. But Muslims are never pushing for this Sharia to be on the people of America. What we need is to have unity. We need unity amongst the people. We need to be neighborly with each other. And Muslims are part of the community. And part of the Constitution in America is freedom of religion. So what's the harm in building a mosque? You know, there's a lot of protests that happen whenever a mosque is trying to be built in an area, where you see people saying, I don't want a mosque in my area. And for what reason? We have churches everywhere. We have synagogues. We have Buddhist temples. But they're protesting against Muslims building mosques in their community, a spot where we can go and just peacefully pray, where we can perform any of our religious duties. Like, you know, we go there for Ramadan, we go there to read Quran, we go there to learn about the Quran and to have lessons, just the same as people do with churches. Some of the oldest churches in the entire world are in Muslim nations and were protected by Muslims under Muslim rule. It's in the Quran saying that you should not destroy places of worship. So what is the harm in having Muslims in your community? So I ask, you know, for my non-Muslim brothers and sisters out there, my citizens of this country, don't put Islam as a target. Don't put Islam as the enemy. We're not your enemy. We're not here to push Sharia on you. We just want to practice Islam. We want to have a mosque to go and pray in. There's no harm in having a place that we can go and pray in. You don't have to go. Most cities have laws against playing the call for prayer over loudspeakers anyway, you know? And if an area like in Dearborn where they pass a law saying you can have the call for prayer over loudspeakers, okay, they've made that law. But if you don't like it, you also can go somewhere else, right? I mean, it's not a bad thing to have different religions in your community. We need to have unity. We need to be able to have interfaith discussions, and we need to be respectful of one another. So there's no call worthy of attacking each other. You know, we shouldn't have this divide. We should be united. And there's plenty and plenty and plenty of people calling for attack on Muslims. We're not calling for attacks back upon Christians or Jews or atheists or agnostics or anything. We just want unity between the people. So with that said, I'll see you everybody on the next one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace.